Do you hear that? It sounds like there's like a straight up dog fight going on outside. I feel like family friendly neighborhood is code for like want to hear dogs bark constantly. Everybody needs a dog that wants to kill people. Okay. We'll see. We'll see if it stays. I don't put it past them to keep barking. We're not a dog family, can you tell? We have 4 cats. We love them dearly, and they don't poop in our neighbors' yards, which I think is just a win for everybody. Anyways, hi, welcome to the channel. My name is Leah. Today we are doing our Transfer Tuesday video for this past week. Not a ton of money moves. I'll just get it out of the way, but we do have some, and then we hit a new major milestone when it comes to saving for our down payment for a new rental property. So that is kind of exciting. So yeah, let's go ahead and just jump right into this thing. Now, this video was originally inspired by Penny's Not Perfection here on YouTube. I will link her channel down below because I feel like I haven't talked about it in quite some time, but she does a really good job of kind of just showing people that it's really all the little money moves that add up over a really long time that allows us to reach our financial goals. And it's important to have both small goals and big goals in order to feel like you're getting somewhere, you still feel motivated, and hopefully this video can be a motivation for you and your debt-free journey, if that is the journey you are on, or really just any financial freedom journey. I would say at this point, our financial journey, I would describe more as a financial freedom journey versus a debt-free journey. We do have debt in our name. We have a 401k loan that we are going to get rid of in the next year and a half. But then we also have student loans that we have no plans of getting rid of. And our goals in the future are going to be most likely to purchase more rental properties using mortgages in order to capitalize on using quote unquote like good debt, or more likely really business debt, because depending on your philosophy on money, debt in business can be really advantageous. So yeah, I would say more focused on financial freedom. We have decided that our lean fire goal, which is where you're like, okay, I've met the ability to live like my minimum lifestyle for the rest of forever. We probably will be hitting that in about 2043, which is in 22 years from now. So my husband would be right around 52 years of age. We're working on trying to get that number down a little bit more, but we also have a fire age of about 7 years after that, and then about 4 years after that, we would be hitting more of that fat fire, which I think is overall our goal. We would like to be able to build up enough of a savings for retirement in terms of the stock market in order to be able to finance a lifestyle not only built on that, but also on rental properties and increasing our cash flow, especially as we get older and older, in order to kind of live a comfortable but luxurious version of retirement. We do have interests in traveling and spending money. We probably won't be that couple who just sits in their house for the rest of forever. That's not really what our goal is. So we're trying to make sure that we're really setting ourselves up right now in order to get there in the future. I myself am 24. My husband is 30. So we're definitely, I would say, starting a lot sooner than a lot of people that we know. And so we are kind of trying to take advantage of that idea as much as possible. And by making, again, these small money moves every single week, we are trying to get ourselves closer and closer to where we want to be when we grow up. As we like to say, we're always talking, we're always like, oh, well, when I grow up, when I grow up, when I grow up. And it's like, well, we're grown. We have grown up already. But I think it's important, like, even as you go into adulthood, because that's the season of life I'm in. I'm an adult and I'm in that transition, that early phase of that, that you're still making sure that you have like dreams and aspirations for your life. And you're talking about them, you know. I find that really, really healthy. So I thought I would just kind of chat about that a little bit, because I think it's good for you to know really what our main goal is, and then also really how we want to get there, which is, you know, really trying to focus very heavily on cash flow specific in order to get us hopefully to retirement a little bit faster. My husband, on the other hand, does not believe in us retiring faster. I'm 5 years younger, and he's like, you will be working those 5 years, like no outs for you. So we'll have that argument at a later date, I guess. But yeah, so that's just a little bit about us. Now, the first money move that we made has almost nothing to do with actually advancing any of these goals, which is one of the more difficult parts of you know, being so focused on your finances, is that like every move that you make is not always going to be to like get to that final goal. So the first money move that we did make was putting $250 towards a vacation. We have not been on a vacation since our honeymoon, which was about 2.5 years ago, I want to say at this point. It was a wonderful honeymoon, but we are ready to do something again, and we're really excited to have the opportunity and the money and the cash flow to do so. So we are first putting our money there. You could almost think of it as us achieving retirement for one whole week, a little bit ahead of schedule. So yeah, that is our first move. We don't have anything like set in stone plans that we're specifically saving up for. So right now we're just trying to put money towards it so that when we start booking hotel rooms and things like that, we have the cash to do so. We are fully vaccinated, whoop whoop, and we plan on doing something within our state, so we won't even be crossing state borders to do so. I don't even know if we're allowed to at this point. I can't keep up with it. I have no plans to leave the state anytime soon, so I'm not trying to keep up with it. But yeah, the next money move that we made was we did put $20 towards our clothes sinking fund. That way we are stocked up there. We try and use our clothes sinking fund in order to buy new shoes. We don't buy new shoes very often, and when we do, we absolutely hate it. So we made a specific sinking category just for those occasions when we need new shoes. I would say overall we typically go for like purchasing more expensive shoes closer to the $100 price point, and then have them hopefully last longer because they're like quality, well-made shoes. And yeah, regardless, we hate buying them. So that's what we use that sinking fund mainly for. We recently bought new shoes about a month ago, so we are stocking that envelope back up to make that purchase again, probably in another 6 to 8 months. My coffee is cold, by the way, in case you're like, oh, she got a drink just for this video. No, I got this drink like 5 hours ago, and I've been so busy that it's still half empty. And my favorite part about Biggby coffee specifically is that it still tastes good cold 5 hours later. And I promise you, when I make coffee at home, it is never good like an hour after I've made it. And if I like warm it up, it tastes worse. So I don't know what Biggby's doing. They're doing it right. I need their coffee recipe. Can you call coffee a recipe? I don't know. I also get black coffee because like I don't like to make it too confusing. Alrighty, and the last money move that we made this past week was saving for a down payment on a new rental property, which again is one of the main pillars of how we would like to accomplish retiring, and hopefully retiring early as well. We were able to put $375 towards our down payment sinking fund, bringing that down payment sinking fund up to $6,016. And if we were to put 20% down and get someone to cover closing costs, which probably wouldn't happen on a rental, but you know, dreamland, that would mean we would have just a little over $30,000 in order to purchase a home with. And I found one in our interested area that is under $30,000, and I kind of like it. There's something wrong with it, I promise. I don't know what it is, but I kind of have questions. So yeah, I don't know if like I want to like call a realtor about it, but I'm definitely going to watch it very, very closely. So let's go ahead and jump into this house. Now, this house is currently listed for $27,500. It is a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and it is 729 square feet. So it's very similar to the ideal size that we're interested in. I think ideally it would be a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, but a 2-bedroom, 1 bath is also totally fine. I think with an additional bedroom, we could probably get another $150 per month for rent. That's my understanding of the area that we're looking in. It is a foreclosure, which I'm going to assume is why it's not getting picked up super fast. The exterior is pretty cute though. Yard looks a little overgrown, might need a little extra love. It looks like it has a driveway potentially, but they don't really have any good photos of that. So that also might be like, it's not actually a driveway that'll fit a full-size car. So that could also be an issue with the property. It has terrible wood paneling, but paint can fix that pretty easily. Overall, a lot of paint in general could be used throughout the property to help it out. It has a wonderful pink bathroom. Might need to potentially be gutted. I think that could potentially increase the rent. And you can see in the photos that it has tape over the toilet and the sink, and that taping says winterized. So what that means is they're not currently supplying water to that property. And if there's galvanized pipes in that property, it was built in the 40s, so there is definitely a potential for there to be galvanized pipes in that house. But if those pipes aren't being lubricated at all times by, you know, just general daily use of like flushing your toilet, brushing your teeth, things like that, those pipes can start to expand due to lack of moisture, and it creates cracking in those pipes. So I would definitely be very concerned about the plumbing of this property specifically. If we were to go to see it, I would want to know how long has it sat vacant. Has anyone been going to it? Probably not. If they've winterized it, I mean, there's nothing that you can do. They've blown those pipes clean of water. And then I would definitely want to get hopefully a well-known plumber out to see it, to just start taking a look at those pipes and see if he's spotting any potential issues that could be coming up in the next 5 to 10 years. And outside of that, the roof looks okay-ish. I mean, the best a roof can look. I'm definitely not a roof expert or an expert on any of this. But these are really the big questions that I had about the property. I also saw that, yes, it says parking is detached. I don't know how parking can be detached. I'm going to assume that what that means, because it doesn't look like there's a garage. I don't believe that, right? So what I'm going to assume that means is that it's street parking, which probably isn't ideal. It looks like a busier road, but there are houses on some of the side streets that are selling for closer to about $130,000 that are bigger, but not that much bigger that there should be $100,000 price difference. It was sold in 2019 for about $2,000 more than what it's listed at now. So there's got to be an underlying issue in this house that the last person bought it, thought was fine, found it, and was like, nah, man, get me the out of this. So that I do find interesting. And then when it was listed in 2019, if you go through this history here, oh my gosh, it is absolutely crazy. So it was originally listed on auction.com. It was purchased originally for $38,000. No, sorry. They originally listed it. Let's go back even further. This is crazy. Okay. So in 2004, it was purchased for $90,000, right? Currently, you can buy it for $27,500. But it was originally purchased for $90,000 in 2004, which was definitely not the height of the mortgage crisis, but it was definitely, I think, within the time span where like the market was getting more heated. I'm not an expert at this time. I was not consciously like involved in any of this. I was probably in 3rd grade, to be quite frank. So you might know a little bit more information about the financial crisis than I do. But I'm not shocked by the 90,000. It makes sense that it might be a little bit more than it is today, especially in the condition it is, needing a lot of new paint. So it was originally listed in 2019 for $38,000. It dropped, that was in October, right, of 2019. It dropped a few days later to 36. It dropped again a little under 36. It was just bobbing around this 36 number for all of October. They kept changing it for some reason. They removed it at $39,000, which means they most likely were able to sell it. So they removed it at $39,000, but then it ended up getting purchased at $29,000. So what I'm going to assume is they put in an offer for $39,000, but because of issues that came up upon an inspection, it dropped about $10,000 right there. And now those people defaulted on their loan, and now it's being foreclosed again. So either the person who purchased it wasn't an investor, or they were an investor, saw a huge problem, and were like, we're not losing any more money on this. Like, foreclose me. I don't give a... So, yeah, I'm so freaking curious. I think we have family in this area, so I think I'm going to bug them about it this weekend and be like, what's your thoughts? Like, give me your tips. It's been on Zillow for 10 days. No, it does say it has a detached garage, but it doesn't have photos of the basement. I'm so curious. Oh my gosh. All right. I'll keep you guys posted. We might be like bugging a realtor about this. I like kid you not. I'm like very, very curious. Yeah, I have a lot of questions. It was built in 1940s. I'm more interested in a 1950s to 60s house. But I kind of I at least need to know more. Yeah. All right. Well, if you did reach into the end of this video, it was all over the place. So thank you. I appreciate that. About 30% of people who watch my channel are not yet subscribed. So if you have made it this far, you must have liked something. Definitely please tell me what it is. And also consider subscribing. And if you think you're subscribed, definitely also check to make sure you're still subscribed. They do unsubscribe people on YouTube. I've watched it happen to family members. So definitely check. Anyways, well, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope your budget stays balanced. Bye!